northern part of Nigeria, if you bring that nonsense into our state, you see, say, overnight, we go clear grass. Everybody we want involved, we go clear grass, make sure, say, that place level. Now, according to Sultan of Sokoto, allegedly, that Nigeria is an Islamist country. And this man, dear, the US, it no go better for any of una. You see this Sharia one, they say, una they spread up and down. If una get my, make una spread down, come south and see what's going to happen. What did they do now? How are you people pushing for the Islamization of this country? Allegedly, Sultan of Sokoto is saying, why not they push for the Islamization of this country? Are you people okay? In the northern part of this country, are you okay? See, if you want to be on your people, don't they cry. Give them Biafra, una refuse. Give them Oduduwa Republic, una refuse. Make una kill and divide this place, una refuse. And now you people are still trying all you could to make sure, say, you spread the Sharia law. Say, you can do it in your part. If you try out for our part, if you try out, Maba say that kind of thing for happen for our part. Now overnight, now clear grass, they go clear grass.
My Islamic name is Mustafa. See, I don't like religious things. I'm not against Muslim, I'm not against anybody, but allow people to be who they want to be. You coming out in the public saying that Nigeria is an Islamic country when you know that we have about 60% of Christian in that country, or 50% of Christian in that country. If you want to make a Muslim country, why don't you tell other Christian country, okay, go your way, let us go our way? Because tomorrow, I'm seeing what is going on in Iran happening in Nigeria. To be honest with you, tomorrow, these things will happen and people will be looking other side of it. So many Christians have been massacred. Anyhow you like, say it. I'm not a liar. You understand? If you are a Christian now, police hold you. Police will hold Muslim. I don't like Christian and Muslim, but I don't like this topic of religion in Nigeria. But let me tell you the truth. In Nigeria, whether you like it or not, Muslim get upper hand than Christian. Christians in Nigeria are like slaves. We know the truth. You understand? Muslim get upper hand. Anyhow way you like, think about it. Let's tell ourselves truth. How many times a Christian have become a president in Nigeria after Jonathan? The president, vice president is Muslim tickets, and they are still maintaining that. No respect for other religions. Look at what Sultan of Sokoto is saying. Let us respect each other. If you want to make a Muslim country, tell other people, okay, go and make your own country so Christian will be different. This is the problem that is going on in Iran. America don't get Iran for mind for a long time. Even Israel, because of what they did to the Christian living in Iran. You understand? But people do not understand this. People are just looking, oh, you are negotiating and you attack, but it's not that way. These have been a grudges of how many years? What is going on in Iran? You might call it religion war, but if I'm telling you people, you will not understand. I pray that this war should end. I don't like it further. I pray to God that he can bring peace between these two people. But if this go on, it's going to go far, because if you watch Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, he's not Putin himself. There is something that people do not know about Muslims and Christians. This president of Russia is a Christian. He knows what is going on. He's departing himself. He knows everything. You understand? He departs himself, but a lot is going on under the world, but people do not see these things. Nigeria should maintain peace. Allow Christians to exist the same way Muslims exist. Let people get their equal rights. Don't let religion choose who will be treated nice. This is the problem Iran is having.
Now, there is this one thing I want to say. In a secular state like Nigeria, because Nigeria is a secular state, governed by the Supreme Constitution. Now, in Kano State, that is still under Nigeria, a secular state, you cannot conveniently choose the religion. And we are talking about human rights. Are those Israel police, they want to violate the human rights that are not practicing Muslim? You can be arrested, and at some point, you might even be tried if you are not a Muslim in Kano. This is my message to all southern, all these southern Nigerians. What's your name? Governors. If you like, don't have a state police. Because now, if those guys are having religious police, they are having religious police now, are they suggesting that the Yorubas too should have a Ifa police, should have a... Okay, now, me, I'm thinking that they should strengthen their Amotekons. Christians too should have a Christian police, because it's if you abuse Allah, if you abuse Prophet, if you abuse the Prophet and Isba police will arrest you, you will be prosecuted in Sharia law, you will be sentenced to buy the same country, Lajowa. Secular state governed by supreme law, by supreme constitution, yet there are some states, there are some things that you cannot do in Kano. There are some things that you cannot do in the north, or Bieda. There are some things that they will do in the north. You are going in for it. So we are not. See, now they want to put the Sharia law on us by force, that we must take it. By force. And one have a clause for peace to reign. Don't you see that as a gentle threat? For peace to reign, you must have to accept this thing for peace to reign. Our leaders, our political leaders, they should. This is an awakening call to all our governors here in the Ghana. Start having state police. Start having state police, because all these our Nigerian federal police in Sibai, they are limited to what the federal government order. But if you have state police, in your state, telling you about Shelley, you as a governor, as the number one security officer of that Kenya, you can order anything to secure your state. Have state police now before it's too late. Fund the state police. Fund the state police. Now, I want to put it to you now that in major part of South Nigeria, especially in this Yoruba side, all of my need to my losito in area Hausa, the woman fi truck trailer no fi man ko wọlé, àwọn ló ń ṣe ọlọ́kadà, àwọn ló ń ta suya, àwọn ló ń tata, they are everywhere. So, aboro. I will not say more than that.
Your debate about the secularist outlook of Nigeria, could be challenged if we looked at the context to which secularism means now, not subject to or bound by religious rule. Not subject to or bound by religious rule. Now, if you consider that Nigeria is a heterogeneous country, I believe the question is to the effect that should other populations who do not derive their faith from Islam, as others in the north do, be subject to Sharia law? And northern Nigeria is as heterogeneous as other parts of Nigeria. I believe that's the question, and specifically in relation to Deborah. So should Sharia law have applied to her? I believe that is the context of the question that you should be addressing.
Well, there are two questions. I'm getting to the case of Deborah. The first question is whether, in the light of Section 10, Sharia implementing states are violating the secular nature of Nigeria. That is the first premise, and that was the first question. Now, to the question with respect to the extent of the application of Sharia law, I think there is a lot of misinformation and ignorance of the existing Sharia criminal framework in the states that are implementing Sharia. There are provisos specifically provided that Sharia law is only to apply to those who profess the Islamic faith. It is only where a non-Muslim has given his written consent to be bound by the Sharia penal code that he is to be tried in accordance with Sharia penal code. And the case of Deborah was never tried in accordance with the Sharia penal code of Sokoto state. You know, the way it operates is that from 2000 to date, in the state that are implementing Sharia, there are two criminal codes. There is the penal code laws of northern Nigeria, which has been domesticated by the states, and that applies to those who are not Muslims. And then there is the Sharia penal code that applies only to the Muslims who profess the Islamic faith. No state, in the light of the provisions of Section 38 of the Constitution, is or can subject a non-Muslim to the application and the dictates of the Sharia penal code. So there is a lot of misinformation about how the Sharia codes are applicable in northern Nigeria. You can check the Sharia penal codes did not in Zamfara state, in Kano state, and the other states that are implementing Sharia did not mandate and make the Sharia codes applicable to all that are resident in the states. So it is wrong for anyone to say that the Sharia penal codes, the Sharia laws are applicable to non-Muslims. And in specific reply to the issue of Deborah, I think the Northern Nigerian Penal Code proscribes and punishes blasphemy. And blasphemy, even under the penal code laws of northern Nigeria, and not to talk of even the Sharia penal code, it is a law that is not to be applied by any Tom and Harry, but it has to be in accordance with criminal trials. Right. The Sharia does not allow jungle justice. Sharia does not condone people taking laws into their hands. And I have examples to give. In the nearby state of Kebbi State, sometimes in 2000, I've forgotten the date, but the law report is there. The case of Inshallah against the state. This is even a Muslim that blasphemed our noble prophet, and then he was extrajudicially killed by some Muslims. They were tried, they were convicted, they appealed up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court confirmed their conviction and sentence to death for killing the person that they claim blasphemed the prophet. Prof, so we should understand that Deborah was never tried in accordance with Sharia code, and Sharia in northern Nigeria is not applicable on all, but only those who profess the Islamic faith and who are not Muslims or have submitted their voluntary written consent. All right, Prof. So maybe we'll allow you to grab some water, but as we wind down, what you're saying in essence is that the Sharia law actually makes provisions for people who commit murder. And in the case of those who killed Deborah, Sharia law prescribes that they should be killed as well. Is that what you're saying? Yes, if they are... I've given you an example. The case of Inshallah and State, the case of Inshallah and State is even a Muslim that blasphemed the noble prophet. I understand. So I'm saying for those who killed Deborah, they should also be killed under Sharia law, right? Yes, if they are tried and found guilty, the law would take its course. Do you think they should be tried? Prof, do you think they should be tried? Of course. Our criminal law does not give everybody the license, even if a crime is committed, to take the laws into their hands. That is why the criminal justice is there, And even the Sharia, no offense, even outside blasphemy, no offense is given. People are given a blank check to try people and then extrajudicially kill them.
Hi, welcome back. Ignorance is the reason why we are still here. Our ignorance is too much, especially what these northern man or another man here said. He was saying something that this Sharia and every law is not for everybody, but some persons who were Christian were applied in this same Sharia. I have told you this before. Although Sultan of Sokoto own now has gotten to where anyone should see him a king anymore or a leader, because what you see then, if he actually sees that, that means he's not supposed to be there. There is a rumor going on now where some persons are saying that he said something that Nigeria is an Islamic state. Although I won't be surprised if really he says that, because he has said many things that is so tough than that. If I have explained, or if I explain what he has said before, the comment he has made before, if I should bring it here, a lot of you will see him as a Goliath of Nigeria. But I'm not gonna do it because I don't have time for those guys. I actually want to say Muslims are good, because the second guy here is a Muslim, and he even replied to what the Sultan himself said, where he was explaining that not everyone should be forced to go into their own faith. That is what the guy was saying, and he tells Sultan many things. What Sultan is supposed to be telling these guys is what these guys had just been telling him. The advice he should be giving to this guy is what the guy had just been giving him. Because you as a leader or a king, what should be your responsibility is how to do for a state or a country not to scatter, not to be using some comment to cause some division. Even the man himself know that when he sees something like this, a lot of things will start happening, because their own people in the north don't have any sense. They see anything that come from their leaders like God message, anything where their imam or any strong man from their side said is something that is from God in their eyes. So what this Sultan says is something that can cause a lot of problem here. Him himself, he knows, and he need the problem. If you don't need problem, why would you come to say Islamic studies Nigeria, a country where over 60% of Christians are? You are saying that we are in an Islamic state. See, you see this religion of a thing is not something that should be on board, and you will be expecting that good thing should happen. There is no way good thing happens in a country where religion division is happening. And we have said to them that okay, everything should be totally broken, so that most of the things these guys need in their side, and this Islamic state of a thing they are talking about, should be granted to them. They say no. You see, this thing is a deliberate something. It's a deliberate game, and this game Moses Pai. It is not going to work. And what should make it work is when you leave Sultan saying something like this and you won't talk. Because you cannot leave only us to be talking and be thinking that, okay, the solution of this is going to come. There's no way it will come. If everyone was speaking the way people like us are doing, I think people like Sultan, yeah, would have been noticed by this same US. Sultan is not a strong man. Even though he is strong, he's not as strong as the US. Nobody is above the US law. So if he's been found guilty in all this he's saying, he will be caught. But we have not seen people to be in our support. So it has make it so hard for this to get to those guys. See, you hearing me, if you like, speak up. If you like, remain there. That is your own, thing. I don't know what to tell you again. Thank you.